In 2023, the music scene unfolded as an extraordinary year of sensational releases. Witnessing a resolute comeback to normalcy in the music industry, artists passionately hone their craft in isolation, delving into daring experiments. Amidst the plethora of records, I discovered a myriad of gems, and after careful consideration, I've curated a list of the top 20 albums that left a mark on me this year. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the No Skip Show. I'm your host, Travis Platt, and today we're taking a look at my top 20 favorite albums of 2023. Did you know that 99% of you aren't subscribed? Well, we're still a very brand new channel, so join our community by subscribing and clicking that notification bell, as well as staying up to date on all social medias. Links are in the description and in the pinned comment. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into some rules and regulations before diving into this list. Before we dive into the video, let's immerse ourselves in a set of comprehensive guidelines, regulations, and rationale. My meticulous curation is anchored in 3 pivotal categories: my overall enjoyment of the album, the overarching coherence, flow, and consumability of the record, and its profound impact within its esteemed genre. Imposing some key regulations: any album released from January 1st to December 31st is eligible, motivating me to unveil my videos a bit later for a more thorough evaluation. Furthermore, only albums classified by the bands themselves as studio albums make the cut, so no live recordings, deluxe editions, or compilations. Now, before officially unveiling my top 20, here are some honorable mentions. Matt Caracas, the indie emo lead singer of Citizen, dropped 2 albums in 2023, his solo one and his band Citizens Calling the Dogs. I happen to prefer his solo album just a little bit more. Matt's always had great songs with his simple acoustic solo style, and on his 4th album, he gives us some slowed down soft rock tunes perfect for chill listening and a sunset drive. Pick and Choose is mesmerizing with its cool simplicity, and you get that vibe throughout, especially in standout tracks like We Hang Like Stars and the closing track Ohio. This album is like a nod to Matt's inspirations while also bringing back the slower feel of his first album, Luna and the Wild Blue Everything. It's basically musical gold from one of the most reliable artists of our time.
20 minutes go by and she's 20 years older. Old voice notes, see my heart pure.
Sewer Person, the hardworking emo rap sensation, has been consistently dropping music since adopting the alias in 2019. With a remarkable output of over 25 full-length albums in just over 4 years, he's been tirelessly collaborating with his producer Circle to craft distinct musical collections. In The Elixir, we witness Miles at his most euphoric yet impactful. The track Captain's Log 248 stands out with its powerful beats and compelling storytelling in the lyrics, setting the tone for the entire album. This level of thoughtful lyricism persists throughout, evident in tracks like Frozen in the Garden, Nest of the Night Owl. However, my personal favorite track is the beautifully pessimistic Winter's Gonna Eat Us Alive. Sewer Person keeps pushing forward, always on to the next project, but The Elixir has become a go-to for me since its release, showcasing the enduring appeal of his work. Pure Noise Records scored a major deal with the rising Long Island, New York hardcore talent Koyo. With a rigorous tour schedule and supporting heavyweights like Knocked Loose, Neck Deep, No Pressure, and Kublai Khan, the band faced high expectations. What we ended up with is an outstanding pop-punk album infused with a hardcore edge. Tracks like Anthem, You're on the List, and Message Like a Bomb deliver a swift and impactful punch, showcasing the band's versatility in just 30 minutes. With formidable tracks featuring massive riffs and even more colossal choruses, Koyo has truly made their mark already. Now, with the honorable mentions out of the way, let's jump into the top 20. Reflecting on the meme rap era of Lil Yachty, marked by singles like Not My Bro, Peekaboo, and One Night, I approached this album anticipating a solid rap project. However, what unfolded was an experimental and psychedelic rock venture that effectively silenced all of his critics. The Black Seminole serves as a tone setter, showcasing Yachty's exploration of his vocal range, highlighted by a beautiful vibrato, a theme that repeats on the track Say Something. Another standout is The Alchemist, featuring a punk-infused opening drum pattern and a smooth R&B chorus. This album is a treasure trove of distinctive tracks like Drive Me Crazy, Paint the Sky, and Pretty that traverse various styles and influences. Across 14 tracks in 57 minutes, Lil Yachty unveils a side we've never witnessed before, and perhaps may never witness again. This album, which turned heads and secured a spot on my list of favorite albums of the year, is a testament to Yachty's versatility and innovation. In 2023, a notable trend emerged with a surge of pop and R&B infused heavy music. Amidst a sea of what often felt like generic octane-core attempting to emulate pioneers like Bad Omens, one band stood out by skillfully incorporating pop swagger to their advantage: Windwalkers. Their sophomore album, making a strong comeback, boasts some of the most infectious hooks in rock music. While delivering hard-hitting rock anthems like Dead Talk and Hangfire, the 11-track release takes a unique journey through modern pop and post-hardcore. Tracks like Drowning Hymns and Almost Ecstasy stand out as exceptional cuts, destined to become anthems for newcomers to heavy music. This album sets a benchmark for hard rock in the post-The Death of Peace of Mind era, seamlessly bridging the worlds of pop and metal. Songs like Body Bag and Feeding the Gods exude the grandeur of arena pop-ready tracks with crunchy guitar work. Windwalkers excel in crafting complete, massive tracks poised to propel the hard rock world into the future.
I've been feeling pretty down, so I get very...
From a band that initially slipped under my radar to now occupying a permanent spot in my playlists, the hardcore meets emo punk newcomers have made a resounding entrance with their debut full-length album. Eden Shelton, the vocal powerhouse and creative force behind Military Gun, unveils the essence of their sound in this concise yet impactful collection of tracks. The first 3 songs, starting with the rapid thesis statement Do It Faster, followed by the stoner emo anthem Very High, and the standout banger Will Logic, encapsulate the band's energy and style. The remaining tracks over the 12-track, 27-minute album, including personal favorites like Think Less and Never Up Once, maintain the punchy and energetic vibe. This entire album becomes a headbanging experience, categorized by its upbeat and lively nature, clearly crafted for the live setting. Disciple has maintained a prominent position in Christian rock ever since their inception in 1993, and 3 decades into their journey, Kevin Young and team have delivered one of their most impactful albums to date. With the addition of guitarist Josiah Prince and Andrew Stanton, along with drummer Joey West, around the turn of the 2010s, the band has consistently produced instant classics, blending hard southern rock with gospel-driven lyrics. This third iteration of their lineups have yielded notable hits like Radical, Erase, and Panic Room, but Skeleton Psalm stands out as the band's most forward-thinking record. From the potent opener The Executioner, Disciple explores the fusion of gospel and metalcore. Tracks like Bad Words push the band into their heaviest territory, while still maintaining the strong worship-ready ballads like Promise to Live and For the Life of Me. The album also sees Disciple revisiting their nu metal roots, notably in the pre-chorus of Bow Down. This album caters to a diverse audience, offering something for everyone regardless of their favorite Disciple era. Whether it's the Southern hospitality-inspired Resurrecting Reasons with its country flair, or if you're looking for a straightforward hard rock anthem, seek out Dawning of Deliverance and 2020 Blind. There is a variety of styles to appreciate. Witnessing Disciple remain a consistent force in Christian rock is always gratifying, and with a release as strong as this, it's evident that they've never taken their foot off the gas. The emo shoegaze ensemble Offer and Minivan has quietly flown under the radar of many for the past few years, and it's truly a missed opportunity for everyone. While many may recognize vocalist Tuck O'Leary as the bassist and co-vocalist of the metalcore powerhouse Fit for a King, this project takes a different direction, stripped down, vulnerable, and earnest. It serves as a poignant time capsule reflecting on life's traumas. This sentiment is palpable right from the opening lines of the album's first track, Fade Out, and becomes even more pronounced on powerful tracks like Victim Complex, Pity Sex, and the emotionally charged Karma, delving into childhood trauma. The album's emotional intensity is at times overwhelming, but it's handled with delicacy and care. The exploration of challenging topics is mature, emanating from a place of personal growth. The essence of this album is encapsulated in the bridge of Basement. It's a testament to the album's ethos, a beautiful journey through difficult themes while maintaining a sense of maturity. I find this album to be truly gorgeous, and I encourage everyone to give this sophomore release from an exceptional band a chance. Presented here is an album that I really wish that I had more time listening to. But at this current standpoint, with as many listens as I've had, this is where it stands. Jane Remover, a luminary in the realm of hyperpop turned shoegaze, astonished the world with her critically acclaimed album, Frailty, departing from hyperpop roots to embrace a slower, emotionally rooted sound. In her latest endeavor, Jane has crafted breathtaking soundscapes complemented by raw and emotionally charged lyrics and vocals. The title track, a constant in my rotation, takes listeners on a profound journey, and the sentiment extends across the entire 1-hour album. It's designed to resonate with the soul, allowing you to truly hear and feel the experiences Jane Remover is navigating. This album is a captivating sensory experience, immersing you in a wall of sound on each of these 10 tracks. Lips and Video stand out as two notable tracks for me, solidifying this album as one of the most experimental projects emerging from the hyperpop scene. It's a metal journey in the best way possible, where you find yourself consumed by the intricate layers of sound throughout the album. I'm eagerly anticipating how much this album will grow on me over time, given the multitude of sounds waiting to be deciphered within it. During my first ever concert at a Christian music festival in 2015, I found myself drawn to the rock stage by ferocious growls. It led me to discover Silent Planet during their debut album cycle, and now, nearly a decade later, this band continues to captivate me with stellar records like Everything Was Sound and When the End Began. However, truth be told, Superbloom stands out as their best album to date. The meticulous craftsmanship evident in this record showcases heavy, ear-shattering moments coupled with a newfound clean, ethereal quality to the choruses since vocalist Garrett Russell assumed all vocal responsibilities. This upgrade is most apparent in the lead single Antimatter, featuring electronic production and catchy yet heavy riffs. Personal highlights for me include the dreamy yet intense Euphoria, the blistering Dreamwalker and Anunnaki, and the beautiful closer Superbloom, introducing a modern post-shoegaze influence that resonates with my metal preferences. Across 12 tracks and 39 minutes, this California band has not only demonstrated their musical growth and maturity, but also delivered some of the finest metalcore of the entire year. The evolution of Silent Planet is truly evident in this exceptional album. No, I'm so tired and you're waiting until this all ends, so you can blame me for everything. In the twilight of the 2010s, dominated by emo rap in the alternative world, Texas-based Lil Lotus emerges a standout figure, transcending his contemporaries with a full band attitude and strong influences from his roots in pop punk and post-hardcore. Since signing with the esteemed label Epitaph Records, Lotus has evolved his musical style, incorporating more full band production and instrumentation compared to the predominant trap beats. On his sophomore album, Lotus elevates the emo influence to new heights, steering away from the new punk trend to establish a distinctive sound. While there are still pop-punk anthems like Blame Me for Everything featuring Mod Sun, the more aggressive tracks such as How's It Feel to Feel Nothing, Nosebleeder, Play Dead, and Ghost resonate with the vibe of his band If I Die First, whose debut EP, My Poison Arms, was the EP of the year for me in 2020. Lotus, known for his exploration of heartbreak themes, delves even deeper on this album, particularly on tracks like Missouri, She's a Vampire, Stockholm Syndrome, and the hyper-pop-infused Millionaire, featuring Kennedy XOXO, an influential figure in the emo and hyperpop crossover scene. Lil Louis is far from reinventing the wheel on this record, but if you're a fan of his music, or you're a fan of If I Die First, I know you'll find a lot of music that you'll love here.
I'm going crazy, little tiny Hollywood baby.
4 years after the groundbreaking debut album from the St. Louis duo, 1000 gecs, we are here to present its direct sequel, 10,000 gecs. During the hiatus, the band delved deeper into experimentation for their sophomore release, resulting in the most fun listen I've had all year. This record reaches cartoon-level wackiness, offering a glimpse into the personalities of Laura Les and Dylan Brady. While there are some songs that venture a bit too far for my taste, like $1 Million, there are still numerous fantastic moments. The track Hollywood Baby pays homage to 2000s power pop, reminiscent of bands like Weezer and Wheatus. On the other hand, Doritos and Fritos and Billy Knows Jamie provide a feel more akin to alternative rock and nu metal, with the latter even featuring a hardcore flavored breakdown. This is also seen on The Dumbest Girl Alive, which features that classic early 2000s metalcore riff. Other comical yet charming tracks include the cute pop tune Frog on the Floor and the ska-infused I Got My Tooth Removed, featuring hilarious verses and a catchy upbeat chorus, closing with its lead single Me Me Me, which feels like the closest link to their previous work. The album impresses with its commitment to trying new things. In the midst of hyperpop's decline, the gecs ventured into uncharted territory without overstaying their welcome on the 28-minute album. The duo has not only proved that they are here to stay, but have also demonstrated that they are not merely a passing fad in the rapidly evolving landscape of hyperpop. Teenage Wrist has consistently been one of my favorite bands of the 2020s. Their 2021 album Earth is a Black Hole, featuring Marshall Gallagher solely on vocals for the very first time, left a lasting impression and secured a spot in my top 5 albums of that year. The California band's unique blend of alternative rock and shoegaze, infused with elements from various genres, places them in a league of their own within the emerging scene of modern post-shoegaze bands. On Still Love, the duo takes their experimentation even further. They incorporate elements of rap rock on Dark Sky featuring S.A. Martinez of 311. The band also ventures into industrial rock territory with Cigarette Two-Step and introduces hardcore elements on Cold Case. The album kicks off with the lead single in a straightforward alt-rock banger, Sunshine, while the stunning shoegaze title track features up-and-coming shoegaze band Soft Cult. In essence, the record builds upon the foundation laid by Earth is a Black Hole and explores new territories. The experimentation on this album is executed exceptionally well, solidifying Teenage Wrist as standout artists among their contemporaries. While I might still slightly favor their previous record, Teenage Wrist proves that they are a force to be reckoned with and are undoubtedly here to stay.
I can't stop. Somebody take the chair and fucking wake me up.
The Australian metalcore outfit has been making waves since their debut album The Mortal Coil, dropped in 2017. Fast forward 6 years and the band's third album, Fatalism, delves even deeper and darker. Featuring an aggressive lineup of 11 tracks spanning 46 minutes, this album tackles global issues, mental health, and the pervasive fear surrounding the world. With bleak imagery and bold introspective lyrics that articulate shared thoughts, the band fearlessly explores the human condition. The aggressively pessimistic Inhumane and Nightmare, and the doom-laden opener Harbinger. Fatalism maintains the consistency we've come to expect from the band, but with a few sonic twists incorporating post-rock and electronic influences. Vocalist Jamie Hales elevates the level of lyricism, contributing to a more well-rounded perspective. This album holds additional significance as the final album featuring guitarist Ryan Sue, who passed away sadly at the age of 26 in 2023. His remarkable craftsmanship is evident throughout. The band once again sets the bar for their progressive-leaning metalcore, delivering top-tier tracks in a gloomy yet concise aesthetic. Now, let's delve into another exceptional record from Polaris' tour mates in 2023, Coherence. The progressive metalcore group from Connecticut astonished the world with their 2020 breakthrough album The Way It Ends, firmly establishing themselves in the forefront of the modern wave of the genre. However, in my view, The Death We Seek surpasses that accomplishment. The band's third studio album once again presents their perfect blend of technically aggressive, heavy sections intertwined with emotionally charged alternative metal choruses. They navigate the darkness of life with a combination of grace and tragedy, a theme particularly evident in standout tracks like So Alone, Living in Tragedy, and my personal favorite, Remember Me, with its incredibly thought-provoking lyrics. This level of consistency is maintained throughout the album, resulting in an elite collection of songs spanning the 39-minute runtime. I firmly believe that no one in their genre crafts choruses better than Currents, evident in the exceptional title track and top-tier moments like Gone Astray and the closer Guide Us Home. With rapidly climbing streaming numbers, Currents has solidified their position as one of the most significant up-and-coming bands in metalcore, and albums like this leave no question as to why they are making such a mark on the genre. This band has rightfully earned the title of the #1 hottest new band, experiencing a breakthrough and exponential growth over the past year. They successfully sold out their entire release tour for this album, and are gearing up for an arena tour supporting Fall Out Boy. However, their journey to success has been a decade-long process of fine-tuning their sound. They've created a unique blend of Midwest emo and pop punk, self-described as post-emo. On their latest record, the band fully embraces catchy guitar licks and upbeat drums, complemented by introspective and heart-wrenching lyrics and vocals by Tade Sandville and Chris Freeman. The band has also taken their creativity a step further with the inclusion of really long and whimsical song titles, something that has been an inside joke to the band for years. Among some of my favorite tracks are the aggressive And I Smoke and my personal favorite song. This song is called It's Called What It's Called. This introspective track delves into the DIY nature of touring, a time when it was more about fun than a fully produced production with a team. Other standout cuts include the family trauma-themed tracks Golf Is On, and It's a Family Movie, She Hates Her Dad, as well as the catchy and vibey Gans Media retro games. The major outlier is the acoustic ballad Betty, tugging at heartstrings as it explores the loss of a pet. The album consistently climbed up my list throughout the year, continues to grow on me. The lyrics and themes become more relatable over time. While, as of recording, I still place their previous album You'll Be Fine slightly above this one, this album is undeniably great and is poised to influence emo music for years to come. The resurgence of emo gaze and emo grunge in the 2020s has been very notable, and in my opinion, one of the most underrated bands in this entire scene is Narrowhead. Since the start of the decade, the band has been consistently delivering with various albums and EPs, but their masterpiece, in my opinion, is 2023's Moments of Clarity. Despite flying under the radar for many, this album is criminally underrated. The title track stands out as one of the best songs in the entire year, exuding a 90s alternative vibe that evokes a nostalgic feeling, yet offers a fresh approach. Bangers like Caroline, Fine Day, and Sunday lead the charge, featuring massive choruses with breathy vocal delivery and an abundance of guitar effects. This album has been my go-to for jamming out this year, and Gearhead particularly gets me on my feet, inducing headbanging with its Deftones influence. This track, especially in a live setting, is a definite highlight. Overall, Narrowhead has crafted a feel-good album with fuzzy guitars, heavy pounding drums, and signature vocals by Jacob Duarte. The band has elevated themselves into the upper echelon of their sound, and I'm even more excited about what the future holds for them. I'm gonna be honest, through my early listens of this album, I found it to be good, but not great. However, as the year progressed, I consistently found myself revisiting the album, captivated by its incredibly heavy, eerie, and ethereal production. I discovered new nuances in each of the tracks. The groovy, catchy, and atmospheric Without a Whisper became my constant hook to the album. But over the course of the 11 tracks in 46 minutes, every single song grew on me more and more. Shade of Stray stands out as my favorite breakdown on the entire album, while other highlights include Immolation of Night, False Meridian, and especially Labyrinth. I would argue that this record boasts the best world building of the entire year, creating a distinct mood and feeling that delves into pain and tragedy. It imparts a sense of solidarity to the listener, and with its dissonant progressive structure, the album offers considerable replayability. The Texas progressive metalcore band has truly outdone themselves with this release, solidifying their status as a staple in the genre. They have convincingly demonstrated that the state of heavy metalcore in 2023 is very much alive and thriving, despite the overabundance of generic octane core that has filled the airwaves. This UK alternative rock band has consistently showcased their prowess with every release in their early career, from setting the bar with The Greatest Mistake of My Life in 2021, to delivering my 2022 EP of the Year, The Lost and the Longing, in collaboration with Australian metalcore band Alpha Wolf. They have once again demonstrated their quality of work on their third album. This latest offering exhibits fantastic songwriting, production, and lyricism. On this album, the band takes a slightly more straightforward approach, allowing the songs to speak for themselves rather than relying on consistently grandiose moments. This is particularly evident on tracks like Her Wings, A Crooked Melody, False Dawn, and Death Nonetheless. However, don't let this approach deter you. Every track on this album is fantastic. The pacing is exceptionally well executed, and there are notable improvements in vocalist Lucas Woodland, especially evident in tracks like Honeymoon and the flawless closer The Angel in the Marble, featuring one of the best bridges of the entire year. While I may not consider this the band's best release, that statement speaks volumes, because for many bands, this would be their magnum opus. Considering still how young this band is, the future looks exceptionally bright. Nothing Nowhere has held his special place in my musical heart for over 6 years. From his early days as a prominent figure in East Coast emo rap, seamlessly blending traditional second and fourth wave emo with trap production, to his evolution after signing with a major label, he has consistently pushed boundaries of experimentation. However, on his album Void Eternal, Joe decided to revisit his initial musical passions, distancing himself from his emo rap and new punk sound to embrace a heavier, modern approach of 2000s post-hardcore. Even with this shift, he maintains a strong trap and emo influence, creating what could easily be deemed the future of post-hardcore. Noteworthy is his collaborations with some of the freshest faces in the genre, including See You Space Cowboy and Static Dress, alongside scene veterans Underoath, Shane Told of Silverstein, and Pete Wentz of Fall Out Boy, marking Wentz's first scream on a track in over a decade. Despite the album being laden with features and guest appearances, it retains a cohesive narrative, delving into the pain and chasm of existence. Standout tracks are Suicide Pact, Anxiety, and the exceptional closer Memory Fracture capture the essence of this exploration. Among some of my personal favorites in the track list are Tragedy, featuring Will Ramos of Lorna Shore, showcasing his infamous heavy screams and clean vocals for the very first time on a studio track, as well as the genre-bending trap metal banger Thirst for Violence with Shane Told and Freddie Dredd, and Venom with Underoath, as well as the closing track with elements of shoegaze core and a hip-hop pre-chorus, are all equally compelling. I appreciate this album's genre-bending nature, a focal point that defines Nothing Nowhere's artistic vision. In my opinion, each track serves as both a nostalgia trip and a presentation of modern ideas. Sleep Token has become a familiar presence on this channel, with multiple discussions and features, so is it really that much of a surprise that it's in my top 3 of the year? I don't think so. Sleep Token's third album marks the breakthrough the band was destined for, transitioning from an underground gem to one of the most prominent modern metal bands. Their sound encompasses a fusion of progressive metal, hard rock, gent, R&B, pop, jazz, and more. Elements that, despite what some of my comment section likes to say, sets the band as someone that is experimental and not generic pop bull. As you delve into the album, each track introduces something new, from the hard rock anthem Chokehold and the sing-along pop vibes of Granite to the shoegaze core intensity of 4, which stands as the band's heaviest track to date and my personal favorite on the album. The trap-infused metal journey of ascensionism further showcases the band's willingness to explore different genres within a single track. The lead single, The Summoning, takes listeners from hard rock to black metal level screams and concludes with a seductive and sexually charged jazz closing section. This versatility is also evident on the monumental 8-minute title track, serving as a culmination of the band's sonic exploration. Emotional expressions in tracks like Rain and the closing track, You Listen, contribute to the overarching theme of a cry to their deity, sleep. Which, we're not here to talk all about the lore of the band. That's going to be in a very future video that's coming very, very soon. In conclusion, Sleep Token exemplifies the potential of the next generation of metal, and I'm eagerly anticipating the future that they bring to the genre.
Why do I have to be so fucking spiteful?
Pioneers of progressive post-hardcore, Hail the Sun, have consistently delivered top-notch music in their scene for over a decade. Known for their emotionally charged, dissonant, and mathematical intricate sound paired with thought-provoking lyrics, Donovan Malero and the band take it up a notch for their 6th studio album. The album kicks off exceptionally strong with standout tracks like Tunnel Vision Alibi, Mind Rider, and Chunker, delivering the signature Hail the Sun sound that fans have come to adore. Notably, there are marked improvements in production, and Donovan Malero's vocal range shines, contributing to a more rugged, aggressive, and well-rounded sound while retaining the theatrical elements that they are known for. Other personal favorites include the fast-paced I Saw You Hanging, the massive chorus and maladapted, the emotionally introspective 60-minute session blocks, and the John Wayne Gacy-inspired closer Under the Floor. The album concludes with an array of instrumentals, leaving a lasting impression on a high note. While Wake may have defined a genre for the swancore scene, Divine Intertention once again raises the bar and reaffirms Hail the Sun's position of one of the genre's leading figures. Chemical Miracle holds a very special place in my heart as being one of my favorite albums of all time. But, to be honest, Suicide Sunshine gives it a run for its money. Over the past decade, Trophy Eyes have been a hidden gem, consistently delivering hit after hit. While their 2018 record, The American Dream, hinted at a potential decline in quality, the band has made a triumphant return 5 years later, showcasing a brilliant fusion of melodic hardcore and alternative rock. Drawing inspirations from emo, pop punk, and electronic elements, the album narrates a compelling story of life's highs and lows. Even in its most upbeat moments, the lyrical themes carry a sense of darkness and hopelessness, particularly evident on tracks like Blue-Eyed Boy and Life in Slow Motion. However, the emotional depth of the album reveals itself in the middle section, where vocalist and lyricist John Florani bears his soul on vulnerable tracks such as My Inheritance, Runaway Come Home, and Sean. These poignant songs have the power to leave a profound impact, invoking a sense of melancholy. This album proves that Trophy Eyes can craft unique, catchy, and emotionally charged tracks. The album reaches its emotional climax in the closing moments. Epilogue serves as a poignant note from John to the fans. Reflecting on a decade of music, it expresses the hope that it left a lasting impact. So, what did you think about my list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Comment below your favorite album. And as always, thanks for watching and happy listening.